Imagine, you stay late at work every day, helping your American colleagues with their tasks, even when your own deadlines are piling up. You politely accept extra responsibilities, always say yes, and avoid conflict at all costs. At first, people appreciate your efforts, but slowly, your work is taken for granted, your time is undervalued, and your energy drains away. This is a common situation many American people face. Being too good often leads to being overlooked, emotionally exhausted, or exploited. Remember, kindness without boundaries invites exploitation. In the fast-paced culture of the USA, where confidence, independence, and self-respect define success, people who are overly agreeable often get overlooked, emotionally drained, or taken for granted. Dale Carnegie emphasized that genuine influence comes from understanding others while valuing yourself. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Following this principle, Americans can remain kind while preserving their energy, building meaningful relationships, and earning the respect they deserve. This video explores why being too good can hurt you, and how American men and women can stay empathetic, generous, and self-respecting at the same time. 1. People respect boundaries, not sacrifice. In American workplaces and relationships, respect is built on clear boundaries. Psychology shows that when you constantly put others first, people unconsciously value you less. Many Americans think endless sacrifice equals goodness, but research indicates that habitual self-sacrifice can lead to emotional exploitation and reduced influence. Dale Carnegie emphasized that people respect those who respect themselves. Setting boundaries demonstrates self-worth and communicates that your actions are intentional and not born out of weakness. American culture admires confidence, assertiveness, and independence. Sacrificing your time, energy, or values repeatedly may result in colleagues, friends, or even family members taking your contributions for granted. Being helpful is powerful, but only when balanced with self-respect. Practically, this could mean politely refusing extra work that exceeds your capacity, or respectfully declining social obligations that drain your energy. Carnegie's wisdom applies here. Act enthusiastic and you will be enthusiastic. Maintaining your energy and focus ensures your kindness is effective, impactful, and sustainable. Americans who master this balance become admired, respected, and influential in both personal and professional settings. 2. Being too available reduces your value. In the USA, time is currency. American culture associates value with how people prioritize their schedules and commitments. Being constantly available, replying instantly, helping without limits, or canceling your own plans silently communicates that your time is cheap and your presence is dispensable. Psychology calls this the scarcity principle. What is always available is rarely appreciated. Dale Carnegie believed that people admire those who manage their time wisely, not those who are endlessly accessible. Over-availability often leads to underappreciation and, eventually, resentment. In American workplaces, if you answer every email immediately and agree to all extra responsibilities, your efficiency is undervalued and you risk burnout. Similarly, in social or romantic relationships, always being available for everyone can diminish your perceived importance. Setting boundaries signals that your time is precious, encourages others to value your presence, and preserves emotional and mental energy. Carnegie's quote applies perfectly here. The royal road to a person's heart is to talk about the things he or she treasures most. Respecting your own time is one of the most effective ways to ensure that your kindness is recognized and not exploited. 3. Over-accommodating creates emotional burnout. Many American people experience burnout not because they are weak, but because they are too accommodating. Constantly absorbing others' emotions, fixing problems, and avoiding disagreement leads to emotional exhaustion, anxiety, and eventually, resentment. Psychology demonstrates that individuals who suppress their needs repeatedly develop stress-related physical and mental health problems. Being good should feel fulfilling, not draining. Healthy Americans learn that saying no is not rude, it is responsible. Dale Carnegie noted, "When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion." Recognizing this, one should aim to help others without sacrificing personal energy, mental peace, or boundaries. For example, instead of taking on a colleague's workload entirely, offer guidance while maintaining your own responsibilities. Instead of agreeing to all social favors, politely decline when necessary. This balance ensures kindness is sustainable, intentional, and impactful. Americans who practice this approach experience healthier relationships, reduced stress, and greater self-confidence. 4. People test how much you'll tolerate. Human behavior studies show that people often test limits, consciously or unconsciously. In American relationships, tolerance without boundaries signals to others that they can push further. Being too good doesn't stop bad behavior, it sometimes invites it. Dale Carnegie warned that allowing poor treatment teaches others how to treat you. Respect grows when kindness is paired with firmness. Americans respect those who consistently demonstrate self-respect through boundaries and assertive communication. For instance, if a coworker repeatedly takes credit for your ideas, responding assertively while remaining polite establishes limits and maintains dignity. Carnegie's principle applies here: don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Firmness should be expressed with grace, kindness, and professionalism. American people who master this skill command respect while preserving relationships and personal integrity. Setting limits does not make you unkind. It makes your kindness credible, respected, and lasting. 5. Approval seeking weakens authenticity. Many American people fall into the trap of wanting to be liked by everyone. Psychology confirms that approval-seeking behavior reduces authenticity and confidence. Dale Carnegie taught that real influence comes from sincerity, not people-pleasing. Living for approval erodes your voice, opinions, and independent decision-making. In American culture, authenticity is highly valued. Those who always try to please lose influence and credibility. Being genuine, honest, and confident builds respect, loyalty, and meaningful relationships. Carnegie said, "Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." Balancing kindness with authenticity ensures your actions are meaningful, respected, and psychologically healthy. 6. Excessive generosity can backfire. Being generous is admired in the USA, but giving too much without limits can lead to exploitation. Psychology shows that when people receive more than they reciprocate, they begin to take the giver for granted. American culture values fairness and mutual respect, so overgenerosity without boundaries can make you appear weak or easily manipulated. Dale Carnegie emphasized that generosity is most effective when paired with discernment. Being selectively generous ensures your actions are appreciated rather than taken advantage of. For example, constantly lending money to friends or covering everyone's expenses may create dependency, resentment, or even conflict. Generosity should be intentional, planned, and balanced with self-respect. Carnegie's words remind us, a person's name is to him or her the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Similarly, your own time, energy, and resources are invaluable. By valuing them, you teach others to do the same. Americans who manage generosity wisely gain genuine respect, stronger relationships, and emotional stability, instead of being overwhelmed or unappreciated. 7. Avoiding conflict can make you vulnerable. Many Americans fear conflict, thinking that avoiding it makes them nice or likable. However, psychology demonstrates that excessive conflict avoidance encourages others to push boundaries. By never expressing disagreement, your needs and values can be ignored, leading to passive resentment and reduced influence. Dale Carnegie emphasized assertive communication as the key to influence. When dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion. Assertiveness doesn't mean rudeness. It means expressing your needs, opinions, and boundaries clearly and respectfully. In workplaces, social groups, or relationships, those who avoid conflict entirely are often overlooked or undervalued. Americans who balance kindness with assertiveness maintain control over their lives, protect emotional health, and command respect. Learning to navigate conflict thoughtfully ensures your kindness is powerful rather than weak. 8. Being overly agreeable reduces influence. In American workplaces and social circles, people who never voice opinions or always agree are often overlooked. Psychology confirms that overagreeable individuals are perceived as lacking authenticity and leadership. Dale Carnegie taught that influence comes from honesty and constructive feedback. Speaking up respectfully builds credibility and respect. For example, in a team meeting, agreeing with every suggestion may avoid short-term friction but diminishes long-term influence. Americans value constructive honesty, where opinions are expressed respectfully yet confidently. Being overly agreeable may seem nice, but ultimately reduces your ability to shape decisions, gain respect, and maintain self-worth. Combining kindness with thoughtful assertiveness ensures your voice is heard and valued. 9. Neglecting self-care hurts relationships. Constantly prioritizing others can lead Americans to neglect their own physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Psychology shows that this pattern decreases patience, empathy, and overall effectiveness in personal and professional life. Dale Carnegie believed that a healthy, balanced person has greater energy to positively impact others. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Ignoring self-care diminishes the joy and energy necessary to be genuinely kind and helpful. Simple practices like setting time aside for rest, hobbies, or reflection enhance resilience, reduce stress, and increase capacity for meaningful contributions. Americans who integrate self-care with kindness maintain sustainable relationships, professional success, and personal happiness. 10. Setting limits builds respect. Boundaries are crucial in American relationships. Psychology shows that people naturally respect those who define limits and enforce them consistently. Clear limits communicate self-respect, reliability, and confidence. Dale Carnegie advised, "Be friendly, but don't be too friendly." Establishing limits allows kindness to retain value. For example, if a friend constantly asks for favors, politely declining or negotiating a compromise preserves the relationship while maintaining respect. American people admire those who can say no with tact, protecting their time and energy. Setting limits strengthens your influence, fosters mutual respect, and ensures your generosity is genuine rather than exploited. 11. Understanding reciprocity. Human psychology is wired around fairness. When Americans give consistently without receiving, it creates imbalance and frustration. Reciprocity ensures that kindness is sustainable and respected. Dale Carnegie highlighted that healthy relationships thrive on give and take. For instance, in social or work contexts, offering guidance, support, or assistance should be balanced by appreciation or acknowledgement. Giving excessively without limits can erode respect and create burnout. Americans who understand reciprocity use kindness strategically, maintaining harmony, respect, and emotional well-being. Being thoughtful about who benefits from your actions maximizes impact while preserving personal resources. 12. Confidence amplifies kindness. The most effective leaders and influencers in the USA combine kindness with confidence. Psychology confirms that confidence enhances the impact of positive actions, making generosity and empathy more persuasive and respected. Dale Carnegie's principle applies. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Confidence ensures that your acts of kindness are intentional and respected rather than dismissed. Americans who exhibit warmth, assertiveness, and self-assurance inspire loyalty, admiration, and lasting relationships. Combining kindness with confidence ensures your actions are meaningful, respected, and psychologically sustainable. Remember, being good is a strength, but being too good without boundaries turns strength into vulnerability. In American life, the most respected people are those who are kind and confident, giving and self-aware. Kindness is powerful only when it includes self-respect. Take charge of your time, energy, and boundaries while continuing to be generous and empathetic. This is how American people create influence, respect, and meaningful connections. If you want content that helps American people build confidence, emotional intelligence, and healthier relationships, subscribe to this channel. Together, let's create positive change in America, one mindset at a time. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being part of this amazing journey.